money, then it don't make sense. You don't make money, then keep it 2 cents. Hating on me, cause a bitch gotta get it, they mad, cause the bank account got 7 digits. I'm a boss, you a secretary. Money coming first, never secondary. Like Montana, I ain't never worried. My diamonds cold like February. Everyday basic, can't understand it. That's why they talk shit, cause they can't stand it. Pussy on a pedestal, you can never buy it. Get a little ratchet, but don't even try it. Got my own money, but I love to get it for me. So I put it in the savings and I get the interest on it. If I want it, I can get it. You don't need a co-signer. I got 700 credit, independent, don't forget it. All I do is no toaster. My girls bankroll like Oprah. Paparazzi wanna get a close up, so they always there when I show up. Got a car in the crib and a bag full of chips, so your man always begging for a call and a kiss. Pretty girls working, I know he wish he could move at the job to the boss of the shit. Wanna employ me? How to put him in his place like an employee. Make a little space for your girl to breathe. Inhale, exhale, now back to work. They say my name is a compliment. Bitches mad cause the queen's so confident. Presidential, y'all just copy it. Go sit your ass down where the lobby is. All I do is money, more cars, more clothes, more money, more cash, more dough. I get that ammo money, why man? With that even trying, but I'm putting in work so my net worth is multiplying, and I get it how I want it when I need it. No secret, haters can see it. You make a head with your broke ass never with no cash, man. I get this.
What is up, everyone? How is everyone doing? Welcome to another Niner Sickness podcast on a Saturday afternoon. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. We're going to talk 49ers. I'm going to promote the draft. We're going live during the draft next Thursday at 5 p.m. Myself, my co-host Jess from East Coast Red and Gold. We're going live. We're going to take calls. We're going to bring people on. We're going to cover the draft from the first pick all the way to the last pick, all 3 days. Now, on Thursday, it'll be me and Jess. On Friday, it'll be me and a guest. And then on Saturday, we'll finish the day, myself and Jess. Jess is going to go see Billy Joe on Friday. So we're going to talk about that all right after this. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. How's everyone doing? Let's get to the chat. Let's say hello to my little friends. What is going on? What is going on? Chat. Hold on, guys. Do. Boom. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Daniel Barry Sports, my friend, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. We got Don in the house. We got Royalty. How you doing, Don? Welcome. Please do not forget to hit that Debo button and wipe your feet. Also, please do not forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Let's go. Let's go. All right, hold on, guys. Testing one. There we go. There we go. Let's see who's next. We got Jimmy in the house. What's up, Jimmy? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Give me 1 second. All right. A little bit better. All right. So Jimmy's in the house. We got Jesus in the house. What's up, Jesus? Niners should invite Jake Bates. Kicker.
Ha, ha, ha. Very funny.
What's up, Eric? Eric in the house. What's up, Eric? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Kenny is in the house. What's up, Kenny? Appreciate it. We got Crazy Juice in the house. What's up, Crazy Juice? Welcome, sir. So, how is everyone doing today? I hope we are all having a wonderful Saturday afternoon. I hope you're enjoying. For those that are basketball and you love basketball, I hope you enjoyed the NBA playoffs. It's been going on all day. My Lakers are going to be playing, and in a little bit, they're taking on the Nuggets. My fingers are crossed that we can beat the Nuggets, but it's going to be a hard fight. The Nuggets and Joker are no joke. They're the real deal. But anything can happen. All you got to do is get into the dance and start busting some moves, and you should be okay. Who did we got in here that just popped in? Look who just popped in. My girl, Royalty. Red Jet Shao. How you doing, girl? Good to see you. Nice to have you in the show. Appreciate you stopping by. So many things to talk about. Next Thursday, 5 p.m., the NFL 2024 draft will start. It's getting closer. Who are the Niners going to be taking? Who are they going to take? Are they going to trade up? Are they going to trade down? What are the Niners going to do? And it's like, come on, we've been anticipating, we've been waiting. The whole Brandon Ayuk is going to be traded. Is he not going to be traded? Dilemma and roller coaster ride. We're not new to this, guys. We've been here before. We've been here before with Debo. I love Debo, but receivers, for some reason, are little dramas. Receivers like to be dramatic for whatever reason. It is what it is. But we experienced this in the past with Debo. Debo wanted to be traded. Was he going to be traded during the draft? The draft came and went. Debo was still here. Is he going to be able to start the year? Blah, blah, blah. Debo got signed, and he never missed. Based on that, I am confident. I am very confident that the Niners will take care of business when it comes to taking care of Brandon Ayuk. I don't think Brandon Ayuk is going to go anywhere. I know a lot of people think he is. A lot of people think he's going to be going somewhere. I don't think he's going anywhere. Give me a second. No, right there. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think the Niners love Brandon Ayuk. They drafted, they developed Brandon Ayuk. I believe that Brandon Ayuk loves playing for the San Francisco 49ers. And I just can't see, honestly, I just cannot see Brandon Ayuk playing in any other uniform. Not for his first major contract. I believe that the Niners will get it done. Ayuk will be here for years to come. And I know a lot of people say, well, next year, what about next year? Brock Purdy is going to demand so much money. Can they keep Debo? Can they keep Ayuk? Can they keep the core players? Listen, if the Niners want to keep the core players, they'll find a way. The salary cap is going up. They'll find a way to do it. Is it realistic? Probably not. But if they want someone to still be here, if they feel that there's a chance they can make it to the Super Bowl, they'll keep the core together. But if they feel as an organization, well, it's going to be hard to get to the Super Bowl this year based on this team's production, based on the way this roster looks, and based on the situation around the NFL. If the Niners feel, you know what, we got to get younger if we're going to continue to compete, I think that's when they make the decisions to pull the plug on a possible trade or cut Kittle, on a possible trade Debo. But if the Niners are in a situation where they have a chance to go into a season with the opportunity to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, I don't see them cutting anybody. I don't see them trading anybody. I see them keeping everyone. People are like, but the salary cap, can they afford it? Look at the Eagles. The Eagles are paying a lot of money to Hurts. They got A.J. Brown, and they just paid Devontae. So now they got two top receivers getting paid a lot of money, and they got Hurts on a huge contract. And they have a good defense. And they just added a good running back. So don't tell me that if a team has an opportunity to make a run to the Super Bowl, they're going to let go of their core players because of finances. There's always a way to make it work. And the Niners, I believe they will do it. Now, can they make it work for a long time? I don't know about that. Maybe at some point they're going to have to move on. But I wouldn't be worried for the next 2 years, honestly. I would not be worried for the next 2 years. I think the Niners will move up in the second round, not with their first pick. So when they start picking at 63, that's when you think they will move up. All right. So let me ask you, Kenny, if they do move up from their 63 spot in the second round, who do they move up for? You don't got to tell me the player unless you want to, but at least tell me the position that you think the Niners will move up to go and get in the second round. Curious to know. The Niners may also trade their pick and pick later. Very possible. That is a possibility. What's up, CG? Sports Talk Channel. Not CG, SG. My apology. How are you doing? Welcome. Danny, welcome. Welcome, Danny. Boys, I appreciate it that you're stepping in. Good to see you, my friend. If you're new to the channel, if you're not, please forgive me. Welcome back. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button for me. Look who it is. Look who it is. Royalty at his best. My beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous goddaughter, Jade. How you doing, beautiful? Thank you for visiting Nino's podcast today. Mwah, to my beautiful goddaughter. Love you, mija. All right, guys. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the draft. We are going to be going live. Myself, Jess from East Coast Red and Gold. We're going to have some guests lined up. We're going to be taking phone calls. We're going to take video calls. If you want to call in to charm in and say hi and let us know what you think of the pick that the Niners selected, you will be invited to come on to say hi to everyone. You can be part of the show. We will be going live on Thursday at 5 p.m. where the draft starts. And we're going to start breaking down every position, every player that gets selected, where do they go, and why are they a good fit, or are they a good fit going to that particular team? We're going to break that down. We're going to have a lot of fun on draft day. So if you are, I know you're going to be watching the draft, but if you want to make your way over to the YouTube channel or on Facebook or on Twitter, Instagram, feel free to join us. We would love to have you with us. Absolutely. I think they picked an offensive lineman with 31. That's the thing, though, Kenny. What offensive lineman is going to be available at 31? Now, there are going to be obviously a few offensive linemen, but are they day one starters? Even if they don't play this year and it takes a year for them to develop, that's great. But if you're looking at an offensive lineman that's going to take 2 to 3 years to develop, I don't think the Niners are taking that particular position that late in the round. I think, A, they move up if there's an offensive lineman that is falling that they have on their big board. B, they take a different position. Or C, they move out of the first round and collect extra draft picks, in my opinion. Thank you, Miha. Gayton or Barton, hopefully. Those guys are going to be gone. Those guys, trust me, they'll be gone before it hits 31. Before they hit 31, those guys will be gone. You're going to have people, you're going to have certain players there, but I don't know if they're good enough for the Niners to take. I think the Niners are going to look at the board, and I think safety is a great possibility. I think receiver. I wouldn't be shocked, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly would not be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if the Niners went receiver at 31. And the receiver is not to replace Brandon Ayuk. Okay, if the Niners take a receiver at 31, oh my God, that means we're not signing Brandon Ayuk. That does not mean none of that. It means they're trying to get better. They're trying to develop. And if they do have to move on, they will move on from Debo and hopefully have a replacement for Debo, not Ayuk. But neither here or there. But that's what I think. They may look at receiver. They may look at safety. Or obviously defensive end. It wouldn't shock me either if they went defensive end. Why? Because they always go defensive with the first pick. If you look at all the history since Kyle and John's been here, it has been on the defensive line. That is an area they really covet. What's up, David? McNiner in the house. What's up, David? What's up, Beto and the Niner Empire? Please wipe your feet before entering by hitting the like button. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. We got, Kenny said, if we take a receiver right after us, the Chiefs will take an offensive lineman, and proves again why they always win and we don't. We don't address. I know people are fascinated with offensive linemen, and you should be. It's a key position, right? But if you watch Kyle's way of coaching, his emphasis is always going to be defensive line. This is why they don't go after corners really high. They'll take corners really late in the draft. They'll bring in free agents, but they don't covet corners. Why? Because Kyle and John Lynch believe is if you put pressure from the front four, it's going to make the corners better. The front four makes the secondary better. So they're always going to focus in the front four. Now, the Chiefs will not take an offensive lineman at 32 because they don't need one. If anything, they are guaranteed almost 99.9 that they're going to take a receiver at 32. And again, just because you take an offensive lineman at 31, maybe one that is not worth taking, doesn't guarantee we're going to win a Super Bowl. If they move up to around the 20th, 24th spot, and they take a player there, I can see someone they can start right away. But at 31, Kenny, it's hard for me to see them really taking a offensive lineman that they can go and get in the fourth round and develop them, personally. How far up could we move with the draft capital acquired? We can't move up, David. We cannot move up because Brandon Ayuk won't be traded. Won't be traded. And I'm not saying this because I'm passionate, because I love Ayuk, which I do. But I've been looking at this at all angles. I've been looking at it as how does it benefit the Niners and how it doesn't benefit the Niners to trade Brandon Ayuk. How does it benefit us to trade him? It takes normally 2 to 3 years for a receiver to completely understand and be able to run Kyle Shanahan's offense. And develop relationship with Brock Purdy. Brandon Ayuk has already established that. We are in what you call a Super Bowl window. To trade Brandon Ayuk and get an offensive lineman, and then you can take a receiver at 31, it could work out, but that receiver at 31 is going to take a while to develop. If you are in a win now situation, David, it is hard for the Niners to try to take their time to develop a receiver. They need him now. And I don't think, this is my opinion, I don't think that that Brandon Ayuk is going to outprice themselves. I don't. Aquilino, I don't know if I pronounced your name or not. I apologize. Cruzada. What's up, brother? Welcome. I'm going to call you Cruz because I don't know if I can pronounce that your first name, Aquilino. If I messed that up, my apologies, not my intentions. He's getting every reception with Kelsey. But they just signed Hollywood Brown. From Hollywood Brown is not a great receiver. He's a decent receiver. He's not your number 1 or 2. He was okay with Arizona, but who did Arizona have when they had Brown? Trust me. I'll say I don't have your number, but I was gonna say I'll send you a text on draft day when Kansas City takes a receiver. Well, we can definitely punt on offensive lineman again and punt on another Super Bowl too. Yeah, listen, the scheme that Kyle runs, it's about the scheme when it comes to offensive linemen. It is about the scheme. Now, I want the Niners to take an offensive lineman, but it's not based on what I want. I have to realize what is the history of the Niners? What have the Niners done? Because I can want this position, I can want that position. It really doesn't matter. What matters is how do the 49ers think? How do they covet the offensive lineman? Kyle believes he can run that offensive lineman through his scheme to help them. And he feels that he doesn't have to invest a lot of money in the offensive line because of his scheme. Whether he's right or wrong. And I don't think Kyle is always right. He definitely has an ego. But all good coaches do. Would I like a solid right tackle? Absolutely. We've seen with our own very eyes what Brock Purdy can do under pressure. That guy was under pressure for most of his season last year. Every time he dropped back, he was under pressure, and he was able to deliver the ball to receivers. Imagine if we give Brock Purdy just a little bit more time to do that, how more efficient Brock Purdy can be. But the Niners do not address offensive linemen. They take edge rushers, receivers, and I don't know why receivers. Maybe because Shanahan was a receiver himself. He covets receivers a lot. Oh, and don't mention running backs. Please don't mention running backs, especially in the third round. That boat, I hope it has sailed, because that is pathetic, taking all those running backs in the third round, and none of them are here. If Brock Purdy is as good as everyone says he is, we certainly don't need BA and his explosiveness price tag. Part of Brock Purdy being as good as he is because he has weapons to throw to. It's like we both have the left arm and the right arm, right? Some of us are left-handed. A lot of us are right-handed. I'm a left-handed. So my dominant hand is my left. But that doesn't mean I don't need my right. I need my right to balance things out. When I grab things, I use both hands. For those that don't have two arms, they have to adjust. And even though they can still carry a box, they're not going to carry it as good as someone with two hands. So even though Brock Purdy can be good without BA, he's only going to be better with BA. And I think that those two guys are tied to the hip. At least I hope they will be. Eric, what's up, brother? Good to see you, my friend. Let me make sure I'm right here. Moody is safe. No question right now. If there's a question here, a wild card day 3 name, Harrison Mavs from Missouri. He's got a cannon of a leg. Now, if you're looking for a kicker for Seattle, I don't know your situation in Seattle, but there is no way in the world the Niners are drafting a kicker in any of the rounds. Trust when I say this. They're not going to draft a kicker in none of their rounds of 2024. That might not, if anything, they'll bring in an undrafted kicker just to see what they can do. But to draft a kicker after they took Jake Moody in a 3rd round pick, no. You know how much scrutiny the Niners will fall under? You know how stupid the Niners will look if they took a kicker in any of these rounds? Plus, I think Jake Moody is going to be a great kicker. He had a few mistakes. He was a rookie. He was a rookie that was taken high, and there was a lot of pressure on Jake Moody. This kid will be special. Justin, I'm trying to think about the kicker over there with the Ravens. Although he kicked more, Moody was not that far behind him. And he's considered the best kicker out there. Hold on, guys. He's considered the best kicker out there. Let me see something real quick. All right, here we go. So, but I appreciate all you guys' feedback. Give Brock a half of a second more. Last year we went, yeah. Now there, I completely 100 agree with you.
That is the correct answer.
I 100% agree with you, Kenny. When Chris is it Chris Jones? I forgot his name. The D tackle for the Kansas City, when he came uninvaded. Now, that wasn't because we had, I don't want to say we had bad linebacking group, but we kind of did because we had screwed up that play. But if they would have gave him a little bit longer, he had 2 receivers that he could have thrown the ball to, and both of those options would have scored. So I am 100% with you, Kenny. And again, I want to make myself clear, Kenny. I want to make myself clear. I want an offensive lineman. But if we take an offensive lineman, we need to move up to get a good one. Now, if a good offensive lineman falls to the Niners at 31, the Niners better not even worry about ending the clock. They need 3 seconds should go off the clock when the card is taken in, punched in for that offensive lineman. But it depends who it is. Because I am with you. If you can give Brock Purdy more time, even if you scheme the play, but scheme plays break down. And when they do, are your offensive linemen talented enough to make the proper adjustments on the fly? And as good as I think McKivitz is, Feliciano, Burford, they're not that good to have a head on a swivel. So I'm with you. But I want an offensive lineman, a good one. What I'm saying is, will the Niners take one? Will the Niners take one? That is the $1 million question about that. Yeah, Feliciano got hurt. I just love to debate. No hate. No, listen, Kenny, as we get to know each other, you're going to find out that I don't get easily offended. I grew up in the east side of San Jose, bad area. I had thick skin. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your debates. I love people not agreeing with me or bringing different points. Because even though this show is mine, and even though I'm the one speaking in this show, a lot of times someone in the comments can bring up a point, and I'll sit there and go, you know what? That's a good point. I did not think of that. Thank you, Kenny, or thank you, so-and-so, for bringing out that point. I am one that if I'm making a statement, my wife attests to this. Me and my wife, when we're arguing, if she makes a point that I understand it correctly and I agree, even in the midst of my being mad or whatever, I'll be like, you know what? You're right. You know what? I did not see it your way. But now that I see it your way, I can understand it. So you know what? I'm going to change in this area. I am always open-minded. So when you or anyone says something to me against what I say, I don't get offended. I listen to what you're saying. Now, if I don't agree, I don't agree. But if I do agree, I have no issue ever acknowledging that you're right and I was wrong. And I will learn from that mistake and move forward. I think content creators that can do that will be very successful in creating content, in my opinion. If you're stubborn and you're prideful, you're wrong, I'm right, regardless if I am or not, that's not good. That's just my opinion. So I appreciate you, Kenny. I would love to have you as a guest on my show. Matter of fact, if we can trade phone numbers so we can stay in contact, I would love to have you and bring you on as a guest on one of my shows, Kenny. I've been watching you work with David McNiner and Brian Cope. You're an awesome dude. You're funny. You speak your mind. Whether you're right or wrong, you speak what you believe without a conviction. With conviction, excuse me. And I honor and appreciate that in an individual. So you will be someone that I would love to talk football with. Let's see here. So on Thursday, April 25th, myself and my lovely co-host Jess from East Coast Red and Gold, we are going to go live, and we're going to talk 49er football. We're going to talk about the draft. We're going to talk about prospects that we should be looking at and taking. All that's going to be things that we're going to do. We're going to have guests on, video or audio. If you don't want to be seen, but you want to be heard, I can arrange that for you. We can hear what you say. We don't have to necessarily see you. So if you're not dressed, if you don't have makeup, your hair's not done. My hair was not done today, but I came on anyway. I should have shaved myself again. This is me being lazy. I shave myself to be bald. I can grow a full set of hair, but I'm lazy sometimes. I don't want to shave every day. So I wait 2 days and it comes out. But so this is me not having a good hair day. But man, I don't remember the last time I had hair. Like I said, I'm part Indian, American Indian. So and my ancestors somewhere down the line, very small portion, but I still have it. My dad, rest his soul, he died at 89 years old, and he had a full gray hair, but a full set of hair. So, yeah. All right, guys. So, let me ask you guys, let me get you guys conversating in the comments. Which player have you been looking at that you are very, very excited about? Now, I'm going to bring up PFF, and I'm going to look at the prospects. All right, so let's look at the offensive lineman, shall we? Offensive lineman, just because I have my boy Kenny here. All offensive lineman, tackles. So let's look at tackles. Let's see where the Niners would have to move up and who would be available to move up and get. You have J.C. Latham, 21 years old, from Alabama, 6'6", 335 pounds. You can probably move up to the 21 spot and get him. You have Mims available to someone you can go up in between the 25th and 21 spot to get. You have Graham Barton, 21, from Duke, 6'5", 314 pounds. Mims is 6'7", 21 and a half, 340 pounds. Now, a lot of people have been mentioning Jordan Morgan. I am not high on Morgan, as many people are. Morgan can possibly be there at 31. He can possibly be there at 31, but that's not a guy that I think can help out the Niners, in my opinion, based on what I've seen at Arizona. Now, somebody we can take in the second round, not the first round, but in the second round that I would like is Karan Amajili. Oh my God, some of these words. From Yale is one. But the guy that I really like, and he can be there at 63, is Kinsley. Kinsley Sanamateria. Again, I'm butchering it, from BYU. He is 21, 6'6", 315 pounds. This is a guy that if he's available in the second round at 63, the Niners can jump and get him. Or maybe even move up a few spots to go and get Kinsley. I think Kinsley can be a great addition to the offensive line in the second round. So we can go either receiver or we can go edge in the first round, and we can take, or if the Niners get a guard in the first round and then they get a tackle in the second round, that's a possibility. Blake Fisher from Notre Dame is a good one. You can get him probably in the third round. Brandon Coleman from TCU. This kid I like a lot, from Houston. Patrick Paul is one that I like. He's 6'7", 23 years old, though. That's the thing. He's 23, though. And the kid from Kansas, Dominic Pooney, is another kid that I like. And those are the guys you can take later on in the second, third round. So I don't think the Niners have to specifically take a offensive lineman in the first round unless they move up to get an ideal offensive tackle or someone falls to them that's just too hard to pass up. But other than that, I think the Niners should focus on the defensive side. And a lot of people say maybe interior linemen. But they just got Malik Collins. They just brought in Jordan Elliott. Those guys are great, but not good. They're amazing against the run. Our run defense is going to be so much better than it was last year. Not only because of the defensive coordinator change, but because of the roster. Malik Collins and Jordan Elliott combined are great against the run. Leonard Floyd can contain the outside as well as Nick Bosa. So our run defense is going to be like night and day in 24 than it was in 23. And that's going to help the pass rush. That is going to help the pass rush because if they can't run the ball, they're going to have to throw. And that benefits Nick Bosa, Malik Collins, Javon Hargrave, and Leonard Floyd. So let's look at interior linemen. Now, this kid, I don't know the medical. I really don't know the medical. Nobody really does unless you're part of the Niners or NFL teams or you're well hooked up. I shouldn't say nobody knows because there's some people that are very, very hooked into places that obviously I'm not. Excuse me. But this kid from Illinois, a small school, has been dropping down the rank, particularly because of the school that he goes to. But I like this kid. Newton, Jerhan Newton, interior lineman. He's 6'2". Now, why he's dropping? He's really small. He's 6'2". Your average interior lineman is 6'4", 6'5". But, and again, he's not Aaron Donald. I don't think anybody will ever be Aaron Donald. I don't like the Rams, but I loved to watch Aaron Donald play. Except when he played us. I think Aaron Donald was, 6'1"? But that guy was a beast. But this kid here, Newton, if you haven't watched his tape, I challenge you to do so. You will love his play. Now, a lot of people like Brian Murphy from Texas, but I think Brian Murphy is going to be gone by 31. I think the Niners will have to move up somewhere in the 20s to even sniff the chance to get a Brian Murphy II. But Newton might be there. And if Newton is there, I would love the Niners to take a chance on this kid to eventually replace either Javon Hargrave or Malik Collins if he doesn't work out. I think this kid is special. The kid from Oregon. Some people, maybe I don't know how to read, but some of these names are crazy. Talisi Fuaga. He's 6'6", 334. I like this kid, but this kid is going to go in the top 20, top 15 maybe. So is he going to be available for the Niners to take? Probably not. The kid from Washington, Troy Fatatununu. I just don't see. Now let's look at the edge rushers. Let's look at the edge rushers. Let's see who could be available in the edge rusher position. All right, so, and when I'm looking at these guys, I'm looking at guys that can possibly be either at 31 or at 25, 26, 27 area where the Niners do move up, but they don't have to give an arm and a leg to do so. Those are the guys that I'm looking at, like the Dallas Turner, the Jarrett Verse from my school, Florida State Seminole. He's not going to go late. The kid from LUCLA, Cameron's brother, Latu. Wouldn't it be nice to have both brothers on the team? But now there's someone that the Niners can probably be moved up to the 25 spot to go and get, and that is Chop Robinson. Chop Robinson from Penn State, 21 years old, 6'3", 250 pounds. This guy can take care of the edge. He's strong, up body strength, and I love to see what this kid can do. Chris Broswell is another good kid. That can be, a lot of people have been talking about Delarius Robinson out of Missouri. A lot of people have been talking about the kid from Missouri, Darius Robinson, 22 years of age, 6'5", 296 pounds, a great edge rusher. He's a prospect that we can look at. Some people have been talking about this kid at the 63 spot. If the Niners go offensive lineman and they decide to get an edge rusher, Marshawn Keelan out of Western Michigan. It's a kid that I think can be great addition. Now, I don't know. Let me ask you guys. I love the Leonard Floyd add-on. This kid is good. He's going to complement Bosa well. Do you think the jury is still out on Drake Jackson? Do you think that the jury is still out on Drake Jackson? Or do you feel that Drake Jackson can be a bust? Is it too early to tell? Do you need to see more? Or have you seen enough to say, no, Drake Jackson is definitely not the guy? Because if he can come in 2024 and just take off, that will be a complete blessing to our defense. Because at this point, I even wonder if the Niners are counting on him. And he's not going to be a starter like he was projected to be last year. He's going to be a backup to Leonard Floyd. So I'm curious if the kid might still have it. Now, I would love him to work out. I know a lot of people are quick to say, bust. He's a bust. He's a bust. But as a 49er fan, as someone that has a tattoo of the Niners, and right here as well, I'm not going to lie. I want these kids to be successful. I wanted Solomon Thomas to be successful. He wasn't. I wanted Reuben Foster to be successful. He wasn't. But I root for these guys because my heart is in San Francisco. And I want these guys to succeed. Now, I am not delusional. I know football enough to know what I want and what they can be are two different things. But I'm with you, Kenny. I think that Drake still has potential. But I really believe This is going to be the year for me to see, is he the guy or is he not the guy? Based on what he does, it's going to show me whether he's the guy or not. Barton can play every position too. Kyle loves those guys. Yep. Oh, Cooper DeJohn, corner. I like him, or safety. I've been watching so many processes, I get a little confused, but I like this kid. He plays corner, nickel, and safety. Okay, both. Okay. I like him. Now, a lot of people have been projecting him to be at 31. I don't think he'll be there at 31. I think the Niners will have to move up to get him. But do you see the Niners moving up in the first round to get a corner or a safety? I don't. I would love them to, but I don't see them moving up to particularly take a safety or corner at 31. But guys, listen. The NFL draft start next week. We're so close. It takes part in Detroit. Talking about Detroit, those Lions, little by little, they're getting sneaky good. They're getting sneaky good, man. We shall see with them. But they made some great additions in free agency to booster their roster. I still believe the Niners are better, but the Lions are not far away. Right now, if you ask me, the best team right now is San Francisco. Second team are the Lions. Third is Philly. And fourth is Dallas. We must get better in the draft. Whether we take offensive linemen, whether we take a corner, a safety, a tight end, a running back, interior lineman, edge rusher, I don't care. But you got to hit on those draft picks. Now, if they hit on all 10, oh my God. But me personally, depending on the position, but if they can hit four starters, longtime starters out of the 10, I'm happy. 5 will be better. But if they can hit at least 4 prospects out of the 10, I'll be super happy. Now, I don't care whether it's the first round or the 7th round. Let's say they take a tight end in the 5th round and he hits. That's a good hit. Let's say they take an offensive lineman tackle in the 5th round and that guy is just like, man. That's what I'm talking about. Who is going to hit? Who's going to be the next Brock Purdy? Who's going to be the next Kittle in the 5th round? Who's going to be the next Dre Greenlaw in the 5th round? Who's going to be the next Hufanga in the 6th round? Who's going to be the next Fred Warner in the 3rd round? Who's going to be the next John Nicholas Bosa in the 2nd round? If you notice, I didn't say nothing about the 1st round because the 1st round for us, this is why I don't mind trading out and going to the 2nd round. Tony Smith in the house. Hello, Niner Empire. How is it going today? It is going well, my friend. Just talking football on a Saturday evening, watching my Lakers beating up on the Nuggets right now. And talking the draft. The draft will be coming to a theater near you next week. Let's go.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important announcement. For more awesome content, like and subscribe now.
Show your boy some love. If you're watching me on Facebook, whether on my personal profile, whether you're watching me on my page or group, Twitter, Instagram, if you haven't subscribed to me on YouTube, I would appreciate if you would take the time to head on to YouTube, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you will be notified when I go live. I do a lot of giveaways, but when I do my giveaways, I only do it on YouTube. So I want to grow my YouTube channel. I would like your support. So if you're watching me from Facebook, Instagram, from X, I keep calling it Twitter. If you can just take a moment to make your way over to YouTube, type in Niner Sickness Pod or podcast. I'll pop up, hit the subscribe. You can continue to watch me on YouTube or, on Facebook or on Instagram or on X. But if you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would truly appreciate it. Very, very much. The support. I think the second is the most successful pick with most MVPs. I saw your video. I think it was last night or the night before when you were with Brian and David, and you brought up that point. And I thought it was an interesting point. And I noticed you did some research. And with the Niners, I haven't looked at the history with the Niners that I can recall. I would have to look at it again, research it, but I think the Niners has been very successful in the second round as well. I can't wait for the draft to see who the Niners will get. I'm with you, bro. I am with you on that one.
Booyah!
Because to me, I've said this and I always said it. The draft to me is Christmas in April. Christmas in April. I love the fact that we can open up our presents in April. And Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus is John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. And whoever figure you want to look at and address as Mr. Claus, I'll leave that up to you. But who are they going to pick? Who's going to be the newest member of our San Francisco 49ers? What position? And if you're like me, if you're not aware of that certain player, as soon as the Niners pick them, what do? We go out and start looking at highlights of that player. I advise you not to look at highlights. I advise you to look at the tape if you can. Look at the tape. Don't look at the highlights. Highlights can be so deceiving. But when you look at the tape, you'll get more input on how good a player could be based on the tape. I don't know what player to watch out for. Do you know what position you're interested in, Tony? Give me a position and I'll give you a few players in that position for you to watch out for. Make it a little easier for you, my friend. And then I'm going to get out of here and watch the remainder of my Lakers and Nuggets in the playoffs.
Did somebody say playoffs? Oh my goodness. It is NBA playoff. Let's go.
And if you are a hater of the Lakers, to you, my friend.
So, the draft is next Thursday. We will be live. Myself, my co-host Jess from East Coast Red and Gold, she'll be with me on Thursday and on Saturday. On Friday, she will not be available because she's going to go watch a concert with Billy Joe, and I need a co-host. So if you know a good co-host that want to co-host with me on Friday, let me know. Oops. Let's see here. Receivers, tight ends. Receivers and tight ends. I'm going to go. Okay, receivers. Let me look at the receivers so I can remember the names. Okay, now, like you said, I'm going to give you receivers that can potentially be there at 31 or at 63. Okay? So I'm not going to mention the Marvin Harrisons. Why 4? He's not even getting out of the top 10. Malik Nubber out of LSU. Rome Adones. So those guys are not going to get out. Now, at 31, there is a possibility. There's no guarantee on this, Tony, but there's a possibility that Anthony Mitchell from Texas can be there. If he is, I think the Niners would be stupid not to pull the trigger on this kid like this. He is 21 years old, 6'4", 196 pounds. This kid is good. I like him. He might fall. I doubt it. I really doubt it. But if anybody can fall to 31, it could be this kid. Not because he's not good, but because other positions being taken, and he'll just continue to drop. Brian Thomas Jr. from LSU is another kid to look at. Another kid to look at, if you're going to look at tape or look at highlights, is Jalen Polk out of Washington. He's a good prospect to look at. Malachi Corley out of Western Kentucky is someone you can look at. They're saying he's the Debo replacement. I don't agree with that. Now, this kid I like. I like this kid. This kid can be there in the 3rd round. This kid can possibly be there in the 3rd round. And if he is, I would love the Niners. He came in, he was one of the 30. Javon Baker out of UCF. He's 22. He's 6'1", 208. He reminds me a lot of Aquan Bolden. Remember Aquan Bolden? He came for the Arizona. He played with the Niners. He went to the Baltimore Ravens. Then did he go to the Baltimore Ravens? I forgot where else he went, but then he played with us. I like a lot of similarity. I don't say he's going to be as good as Aquan, but he can definitely be there. As for tight ends, and then we'll end the show on this. As for tight ends, again, I'm going to mention players that could be available for the Niners. Okay, I'm not going to mention obviously players that are good, but they're going to be gone. I'm not going to mention the Brock Bowers as an option. Okay, that's not an option. So for me to mention that, it's ludicrous. Sanders from Texas, it's a possibility. He will have to be taken somewhere in the 1st round, or the Niners would have to trade up to get him in the 2nd round. But he's an option. He's 21, 6'4", 243 pounds. Eric All could be someone they can take in the 3rd round, late 2nd, early 3rd. Ben Sinnott from Kansas State is another kid they can look at. Jalen Bell from Florida State Seminoles is definitely someone they can get like in the 4th round. I'm a Seminole fan. I think he's a great pickup for the Niners if the Niners would want him. But what fits now again, Bell is more like a Kelsey. Okay? If you want a clone of George Kittle, in my opinion, is A.J. Burner from Michigan. I like him. So those are the guys, Tony, you can look at the of their highlights or look at their tape, and you can see for yourself what I'm talking about. So make sure, guys, to follow me on all my platforms, Twitter, Instagram, every platform there is. Niner Sickness Podcast. You'll find me on every platform. Please subscribe, but mainly, if you don't subscribe to none of them, at least subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. And make sure to tune in on Tuesday for me, Brandon, and Peter as the Boys Are Back podcast. And then on Thursday, me and Jess, we normally have our podcast, The Niners Now, at 5 p.m. But because it's the draft, we're going to be going live for the entirety of the draft. So make sure to join us if you're available. Pop in and say hi. And tell us you're watching. All right, guys, I am out of here. Thank you for being supportive of the channel. Love you guys. Until next time, go Niners.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.